that the one guy panicked and started running, and the other guy freaked out, and they both started running because it was coming towards them, right? And my friend and the gentleman telling me the story, he started to see what was happening, from the window in the vehicle, and they were running for their life, and it didn't really pursue, too much. It just kind of scared them out of there, and they ran. They left their tools there and everything, and they got in the car, and they were just yelling at them to get out of there. So they scrambled to start up the car, and everybody got in, and they started driving down the road. And he said, next thing you know, there's a car that pulled out from across the other side of the street and was behind them, and it was tailing them. It was following them. And it sped up, closer next to them. It didn't put lights on, like it was a police car or anything, but it was tailing them, and it followed them for a couple miles. And finally it stopped following them. It turned around, and they got back to where they lived. It was a local, like a trailer park there, and they got out for the night, and that was, nothing else happened that night. But then the next day, this guy got a phone call from some random person that said, you need to stay out of there if you know what's good for you, kind of paraphrasing what he said. And it was somebody that he didn't know, and he wasn't sure how they got the number or anything, but it was, from their impression of it, that the car that was following them was observing what was happening. Like, it was, maybe it knew that things were going on there, Bigfoot related, and kind of scared those guys out of there.
Well, it sounded like they didn't want him there. I can tell you that from what you're saying.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what people know about Bigfoot or what they don't know, but in this case, I haven't heard too many encounters like that where it might have been under surveillance and kind of threatening people to steer clear. But
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm just wondering if people were missing in that area, and maybe there was a setup where they were, investigating and watching it. Who knows?
I don't know, but it's pretty interesting.
Well, how long? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
No, go ahead.
Well, I was going to ask you, how long have you had your Facebook group?
It'll be about 2 years now. I've been doing this map project, like I mentioned, for about 5 or 6 years, and then I was in another group when I first started. It's called the Pennsylvania Bigfoot Society, and that was like a smaller Pennsylvania version of the BFRO, which is a national group. But yeah, I kind of went public on Facebook and started. I was in all these groups, and then I thought, why don't I just make my own group? I do this all day long, where I'm looking at videos and reading people's reports. So what I did was just I call it the Bigfoot Dogman info library, because I save all these different links and categories. Like there's a whole collection of maps, and there's a collection of databases, and there's a section for videos. And I try to help people that are new to the subject, where they're coming in, because you see the same common questions that people have. So I kind of point people in the direction, I try my best not to influence, try to stay a little bit neutral as to what it is, whether it's paranormal or not. I just kind of present the evidence and let people just comment and decide for themselves. But yeah, that's one thing I like to do, is just help people out, because it's pretty confusing, and it's not a well organized topic. There's books, and movies going back so many years, and who knows where you're going to jump into Bigfoot, because most people they had some experience, and then they want to know, well, where are the other experiences near me, so I can try to help people, at least locally, a lot of the time, for the questions like that.
Well, George, for somebody that just wants to get out for their first time looking for Bigfoot, what would you recommend they take with them? How should they prepare and all that stuff?
First time, I'd say, go in the daytime. If you like to hike, I would go to the same, maybe normal spots that you go anyway, because a lot of times you just miss the tree knocks or you miss the tree structures because you don't know what to look for. And I would recommend just go in the daytime. I wouldn't go too deep off the trails because a lot of times you don't have to. I mean, you can if you keep finding tree structures and things, but that's what I would recommend is to look at examples of tree structures. We have those on our page, what they look like, just bring basic stuff that you would go on a normal hike, food, maybe a little snack, some water, some extra this or that, and if you do start to hear, I would bring at least your cell phone to take some pictures if you see things, so if you tell people about it, it's not just a story. You might have something where you can get feedback from the group or anything like that. Hey, I found this. What do you guys think? Is this maybe a tree structure? Maybe something to record audio. I think most of the evidence that I've gotten is audio, whether it's screams or knocks or different weird sounds. You could get a cheap audio recorder.
Interesting. And I'd recommend bear spray, some type of weapon to protect yourself. And
yeah, that too. I'm sorry, I forgot that part. But yeah, you don't need to go, in my experience, too deep into the woods to find evidence of these things. But like you said earlier in the show, I mean, if you're going to go out looking, the chances are very slim that you're going to see anything. What you're probably going to see is tree structures or things like that. You really need to research and look at the other reports too if you're looking for some kind of sighting, but it's pretty rare, right?
Well, I think so, but what we could do is this summer we can arrange to have James go with you. I'll get a couple gallons of peanut butter and we can cover James with peanut butter and have him walk, like 100 feet in front of you and see if it attracts any Bigfoot, because a lot of reports, they claim that Bigfoot are attracted to the peanut butter. Like Ron Moorhead said, that's how he used to, intrigue these creatures to come near his camps.
Yeah, you said, James, you live right near Salt Fork. Well, we go there usually about once a year. So if you ever want to meet up, I've had quite a few experiences there that I thought were interesting. I've had trees pushed over. I've heard knocks. I've heard monkey sounds. Salt Fork's a good spot, so I'd be up for it. No problem.
Yeah, I think there's one coming up in May. I know a couple of big shots that go there and talk to them all the time. I missed the last one, but yeah, I'm going to get me one of them Bigfoots and put him in a judo hold and put him to sleep and bring him. That's going to be big news, Gary.
Yeah, actually, what they're going to do is grab you and put you in a hold and take you to the cave and eat you, especially with all that peanut butter they're going to smear on you as the.
I know it. I know.
That, or you can take a whole bunch of peanut butter sandwiches and spread them out and see what critters that attracts.
Gee, thanks. Thanks.
James, have you been to Salt Fork many times or had any experiences there?
Yeah, all the time. I mean, it's only 20 miles up the road from my house. I grew up down that area. It's right there. My family lives right in the middle of the triangles. I know all that area out there. There's some real sticks out there, trust me.
Yeah, it's a good spot. I really like it there. It's a nice park.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and there was a big, matter of fact, I got time real quick, there was a big flare-up about in 1995, a lot of sightings, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to go out there and find this thing. So I was out there all day, and it was getting close to dark, and I'm in the middle of nowhere. I always go by myself, so I'm hearing this ungodly noises, and I don't recognize these noises, and I grew up out in these sticks, so I don't know what's going on. And so I'm crouched down in my little stealth mode like I do on the ground there, and behind this log, and it's getting closer and closer. It's coming up over we're going to come to a head. So anyway, I'm getting ready, And here it was a peacock. And what happened, these farmers have got all these peacocks, and they've gotten loose over the years, and now they're running wild out there, and they make some ungodly noises. That's what it was, a peacock.
It's exciting, though, to see a peacock. I'd be excited to see that, for sure.
I was relieved, I'll tell you that. Just saying.
It'll get your heart racing. There was a time last year that I think maybe you mentioned, it was at the Ohio Bigfoot Conference. It's a big event where people come from all around to meet up and talk and have speakers and things like that. And we went to. I was kind of gathering information and stories from friends, and we went to this dead end road where other people had trees knocked over and creatures walking amongst them and around them. And if you're stuck on a dead end road and the tree falls over, blocking your only way out, it's not a pleasant experience. But we went there last year. We went to that same place, me and my wife, just the two of us. It was raining, and we were sitting there for about 10 minutes. I had my audio recorder running, and sure enough, the tree fell over. And it didn't. Luckily, it didn't block our exit from the car. I didn't have a chainsaw or anything, But I had that story in the back of my mind, and I wasn't about to get stuck there. So I got the audio recording, and I thought, you know what? Let's call it a night. We'll come back in the daytime. That's what we did. We went around and hiked and looked for evidence and footprints and things during the day. The next day.
Yeah, sure. There's been a lot of sightings down there. I do know that.
Okay, we need to go for a break. Hey, George, can you hang around for about another 15 minutes after the break?
Oh, sure.
Okay, we're going to go to break. We have George Workman. We're talking about Bigfoot, and you're listening to Night Dreams Talk Radio After Dark.
I was strung out from the road. I was numb and I was tired from that long haul overload. Across the room I saw a girl with eyes that burned like coal. She taunted me with electric smiles like lightning to my soul. Should've known that she was making witchcraft. Should've known that she would steal my soul. She asked me for a dance, then she cast her temptress spell. Seductive moves and whispers like a siren sent from hell. She told me where her room was and she beckoned me to go. Her body heat washed over me like a steaming lava flow. I should have known that she was making witchcraft. I should have known that she would steal my soul. I should have known that she was making witchcraft. The lure of her seduction made the devil's dark nights moan.
You can advertise your business on Night Dreams Talk Radio, and you will be heard worldwide. Why not contact us at nightdreamstalkradio@gmail.com.
And we are back. Here it is at the bottom of the